In 1973, Inverness Golf Course opened, later to be accompanied by the famous Hotel and Conference Center, with a feisty Chicago native named Tom Babb directing the golf operations out of a double-wide trailer. Over the next 27 years, Tom would elevate Inverness to the prestigious facility it is today, and he would help build the foundation on which the award-winning Colorado section of the PGA now stands. Tom got involved with the Colorado section in the late 70s, and through most of the 80s he served on the board and twice as president. During his tenure, no one fought harder or more tenaciously for the Colorado section.
My dad was incredibly strong-willed. There's the old saying, it's my way or it's the highway, and whether you agreed with that or not, he was ornery enough to figure out a way to make it his way. Even if, whether it be in section meetings, I'm sure I can't imagine the controversies he caused at those things. But I think deep down, he wanted things to be right for the pros of Colorado in the section, right for the game of golf, right for the members. He figured if he could make things right, everybody would enjoy it. And if he had to burn a few bridges or, tick off a few people along the way, he didn't lose sleep over it.
During the decade Tom spent in leadership roles for the Colorado section, it more than doubled in size and grew immeasurably in stature.
Our section took off and became a tremendous, what it is today, and they've continued on today. But Tom Babb was the catalyst, and I have no problems looking anybody in the eye and saying that made our section what it is today.
A huge part of his orneriness was his pride, the pride factor. He wanted to prove that Colorado wasn't a cow town, that Colorado had as good a golf pros as any place in the country. And when other sections looked at the Colorado section, he wanted to turn Colorado into the model that the rest of the country, or be part of turning Colorado into the model that the rest of the country would take after and build their sections after.
Mission accomplished. And when Tom wasn't off at meetings making the section better, he was back in Inverness making Inverness better and using Inverness to make Colorado golf better.
He just knew business. He knew how to bring business into golf, and he knew also how to make people enjoy golf.
And for 27 years, the members at Inverness got to enjoy playing golf with and learning golf from Tom Babb. Tom did everything first class and was always looking for innovative ways to improve things. Whether it's managing the Pro Shop, which earned him 2 Colorado section of the PGA Resort Merchandiser of the Year awards, or if it was excelling as a golf instructor, which earned him 2 Colorado section Teacher of the Year awards as well.
Well, he had a tremendous amount of knowledge in the swing and the game of golf and how to play. It was more about how he could relate to people and how he could get his message across to someone. And he really, really cared about his students.
It was tremendous connecting with people. And I don't care how good a teacher you are, if you can't connect with somebody, it doesn't matter what you do.
I think one other area that he really poured his heart into was youth, young players. And he couldn't do enough for young players at Inverness, and he'd hold these camps, and some of my kids went through them with him, and it seemed like there were always young people that he was working with, whether it's Cherry Creek High School golf team or whoever. The facility was open to them, and he made sure of that.
Tom Babb was also a tremendous player and a fierce competitor. The same traits that helped him accomplish so much off the course made him tough to beat on the course.
On the golf course, I have never seen a man not back down to anybody. We played lots of golf against lots of people, for all the guys. Vic Klein, Paul McMullen, we played lots of matches, Dow Finsterwald. And Tom, he said, never let him see you scared. You better press when you're 2 down. Don't give up. And he never ever backed down from anybody on the golf course. And there were lots of times I looked at him and went, what are you doing? And it worked out most of the time.
If his money was on the line, there was not a better putter in the world. I know professionally he always struggled in the Colorado Open. Haiwan was really rough for him. He actually said one time I was caddying for him for many a year, and he said on his, he goes, when I die on my tombstone, I wanted to say I'd rather be here than Haiwan. And it's I don't think it was a shot at Highwad. He, for as good a putter as he was, he could just never figure out those greens.
Since the qualifying was also at Highwan, there were times Tom didn't even make it into the tournament. But his frustration was far outweighed by his passion and support of the Colorado Open. So what did Tom do?
After I left here, all of a sudden I see Colorado Open's moving from Highwan, and where's it going? Inverness. And the reason? Because the host professional is exempt. And I said, I'll bet that was a big reason why Tom pulled it down here, because he wanted to play in that. But when he got in the Colorado Open, he made it a better tournament.
And that he did. For 6 years, Tom hosted the Colorado Open, and he helped it grow. Champions crowned while it was at Inverness include players like Bill Loeffler, Jonathan Kay, and Brant Jobe. And under Tom's direction, Inverness hosted numerous section championships and the John Elway Celebrity Classic as well.
Inverness is a tremendous golf course, but I think a huge reason why the Colorado Open and we always had the section championship and Elway's tournament, the reason they came here was because of Tom Babb. He knew how to treat people. He was tireless in his efforts towards running a good tournament and making sure those that participated had the time of their lives.
He was also tireless in his efforts to make sure people were treated the right way. And although he was diminutive in stature, no one was above him. Whether it's turning down Bill Gates, who asked him for a lesson at the Tradition, or giving President Bill Clinton a hard time while playing golf with him in Inverness. Tom was always in control, and it seemed like nothing could make him nervous. Except that one time back in 1978. Cherry Hills was hosting the U.S. Open, and Tom's friend Andy North had come out to stay with Tom while he played in the Open.
It's quite a deal all of a sudden. Here we are, the U.S. Open. Andy North is leading, and we're best friends with him, So Tom's driving us out there, and man, and Andy goes, just go down where you would normally go and turn. And Tom, he's going, Andy, he says, how can you be so calm? He says, U.S. Open. He says, you're leading the U.S. Open. Andy looked over at him and said, Tom, he says, somebody's going to win this tournament today. He says, it might as well be me. and golf tournament goes on. It's pretty nip and tuck. Andy ends up with his putt on 18, and he's got about a 5-footer, and he needs to make it to win it outright. And wind's howling, and he gets over it, and he backs away. And then he gets over it again, and he backs away. Tom had climbed up the tree behind the green so he could see, because like I say, he couldn't see. He climbed up the tree. He fell out of the tree. And well, I didn't hear about this until after, but he falls out of the tree. Andy North goes on to make the putt. But here's the guy who won that was as calm as can be, but the guy who was shepherded him was as nervous as a cat.
Well, tree climbing seems to be the only thing Tom didn't excel at over his career. Twice he was named Golf Professional of the Year by the Colorado section, and in 1999 he was given the Warren Smith Award for his lifelong contributions to the game of golf in the section. His legacy as an administrator, teacher, and leader lives on through his assistants who have gone on to successful careers like Ron Vlasic, Jim Faddis, and Ken Krieger.
There's two people I think about every day, and it's my dad, who died 40 years ago, and Tom. I think about Tom every day, and it's because of the way he treated everybody and what he did and how he was, and has nothing to do with how he played. He was a really good player, but he taught me so much.
And what would Tom have thought about his induction?
This would have meant the world to him. He spoke about it a few times, but this was a culmination of his career, I think, and rightfully so.
And tonight, Tom Babb takes his rightful place in the Colorado Golf Hall of Fame.